everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and I have a tutorial to share with you today. We are in the middle of our Alaska and Arctic unit study for our homeschool, and we're using this book called The Story of Snow as inspiration for a few projects. So today we're going to use this semi-transparent origami paper and we're going to be making some snowflakes. So I'm choosing a few colors that I think might look nice. I've got some blue and some white, and I also pull out some purple. And we're going to be making some snowflakes by folding our paper on the diagonal, and then we're going to fold it again, but we just want to crease it so we know where the center is. So I'm just going to carefully crease that center part and open up my paper again. And then I'm going to fold it over so that it crosses the midline. And I'm going to crease that and do the same thing on the other side so that it crosses the midline. And now you can see that I've got kind of like 3 points sticking up there, and now I want to fold the whole thing in half. So we're actually going to waste quite a bit of paper in order to make these stars, but they look really good in the end. The next thing we want to do is cut a shape for our stars, and we did a lot of experimenting before we actually did these. And at the end of this video you can see all the different colors that we made stars out of this paper until we found some shapes that worked pretty well. Now the fun part is unfolding our star shape, and you can see that beautiful 6-pointed star. I have a piece of acetate that I'm going to use in order to protect my tabletop, and now I'm going to be using a mixative in silver by Adirondack, and this is by the company Ranger. So they do a lot of mixed media art supplies, and I have a number of them with my scrapbooking supplies, and I always dip into my scrapbooking supplies when I'm doing art in our homeschool, and this is one time that I really like the way that it turned out. It's really unique, and it kind of gives us a different twist on the 6-pointed star and snowflakes. So I'm using an applicator in order to spread that art medium around. It is alcohol based, which means it dries very quickly and permanently. And this first pass works out really well, but if it does start to dry up, they do have an alcohol medium that you can use in order to rehydrate it so that you can mix it and do other techniques with it. We're going to keep this pretty simple though, and we're just going to be making silver stars. You could make gold metallic stars as well. I really like the way that it looks in the end. Now you do have to be mindful that every brush stroke is going to show up in the very end, and it's hard to tell here, but once we hung them in the window we could really tell all the little movements of the art medium. And so if you are concerned about, say, having kind of like a streaky look, which you can kind of see me doing here, versus something that's a little bit more blended, then you can play around with different tools in order to achieve the look that you want. So this is an alcohol blending solution because it started to get a little bit dry and I didn't want to use more of my mixative in silver, so I decided to add a little bit of that solution, and it just kind of rehydrates it and allows you to move that material or that art medium around until you achieve the look that you want. So I'm going to kind of pounce it a little bit to make it give it like a little bit of a different texture, and they dry really quickly, so in no time you can handle them. We're going to do one more in purple this time, and while the mixative does cover the color really well, once they're hanging in the window you can see that original semi-transparent paper color come through a little bit. So in the end I really like the ones that we did with the white transparent paper rather than the colors, but I felt like the purple and the blue were kind of like wintry colors. So here are all of the ones that we practiced on first until we got some shapes that we liked. And here are all the ones that we added that beautiful metallic finish to. I especially like the way the white ones turned out. They're so beautiful, and they look really beautiful hanging up in our homeschool window, but you can see how the colors show through a little bit more than when they are flat without the light coming through. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the complete playlist with all of our projects for our Alaska and Arctic unit study. You can tap on the screen right now to see that playlist. You can also check out the blog post that accompanies this video for more information on the materials that I used. That link is down in the description box below. And if you'd like to see how we're homeschooling on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.